Well, hello everybody, welcome back to another Forex market analysis session. My name is Alexander Nikitin. I am a professional trader and a programmer as well. If you guys are new, what we are doing here, we are looking at some good opportunities that may happen next days, as well as we explain some aspects of technical analysis and psychology of trading, or maybe money management. So we have some kind of educational stuff here. Well, let us start then, and today I want to talk about different swing identification techniques. Recently I have recorded a video about my own swing identification technique. It was called my full analysis routine. So I explained my full ACS based swing identification technique, and today I will show you some other swing identification techniques. Okay, the first one is using the zigzag. Zigzag Indicator is one of those how's that called, embedded indicators of MetaTrader, of NinjaTrader. You can find that Zigzag Indicator. It looks this way: 5, 10 false. I don't know what are those settings. I think they are depth, deviation and backstep. So the depth says that the highest high should be, if it is at the depth of 10, it says that the highest high should be the highest high of 10 candles. The deviation says that it should at least retrace 5%, if it is 5, that it should at least retrace 5% to signify that the new swing started. And the backstep says that it should have at least 3 candles, 5 candles, if we have backstep. Here we don't have any backstep, so whatever candle can be, we can have even 1 candle or 0 candles. So no 0 candles, of course. 1 candle, 2 candles, unlimited number of candles can constitute that swings. So this is a pretty good indicator, but sometimes it is mismatching, and it is sometimes skipping some major movements. So you can see it is not perfect indicator. Okay, so if you use it in your own trading, you can be sure that you are always objective. This is the first thing you can do. My pattern search script using is using the Zigzag Indicator. I have found the most optimal zigzag settings to detect some major support resistance zones and to calculate the advanced pattern formations. So and it works pretty good. Well, another swing identification technique is called the fractal swing system. What are those fractals? Let's see. 3 lines: cash, income, indicators, maybe. Do we have fractals here? A, B, C, D, E, F. We should have some fractals. Moving average, pivot, rate, stochastic. Zigzag is here. F. We should have F. F. Fractals. It takes time. Fisher transform. What is it? Fisher transform. Public library. Okay, I don't know where is the fractals. Power. What is the idea of fractals? The idea says that a fractal is a formation that has at least 2 bars to the left and 2 bars to the right, that has lower highs than the fractal high. And in case of fractal low, we should have at least 2 bars to the right having higher lows, and 2 bars to the left having higher lows as well. So it should stick. This is called a 5 candle fractal because the fractal chi is the first, and 2 to the left, 2 to the right constitute number 5. Okay, I use 9 candle fractal to detect some major support resistance zones in my fractal zones indicator. Okay, this is just unite those highs and lows and you will have some swings. Another swing identification algorithm is William Gunn swing identification technique. So let's say you have some candles and these candles are having ascending highs and ascending lows. So this means we have a higher high, higher high, higher high, and actually we have a higher low, higher low, higher low. So the first time we have a lower low. Yes, this is the signal that potential swing to the upside is terminated. So William 2-bar swing, William Gunn 2-bar swing identification technique says that we should have at least 2 bars having lower lows. So this says that the downswing started and it will continue until we have a break of that series of descending highs. We have a higher high now, a higher high, a higher high, and a higher high, and so on. So 2-bar swings says that the swing starts when we have 2 higher highs. 3-bar swing says that we should have 3 bars. 4-bar swing says that we should have 4, and so there are some exceptions. We may have that high that actually higher high and lower low at the same time. This is called an outside bar, and we should have a neutral bar that has nothing, no higher high, no lower low. This is called an inside bar. So if you are familiar to candlestick formations, then this is called engulfing and this is called harami, as far as I remember. So in these cases you need to look at some other candles like this. If you have those continuation of highs, then you should ignore that. If you have them opposite, then this should be your extreme and you have a swing moving into opposite direction. Very simple swing identification technique. So, and one of the most powerful swing identification techniques. But it is very difficult to explain that technique to stupid machine. Well, at least I cannot still succeed in explaining gun swing, 2-bar swing, 3-bar swing. Whatever I have is no better than the standard zigzag indicator. So when I draw it manually it looks better, but when I draw it with my indicator it looks no better, so no benefit of that indicator. Well, gun swing is the swing identification technique number 3. My own swing identification technique is called ACS based swing identification technique. You can find it here in my full analysis routine video. That was the previous one. What it says, it says that you need to find some movement that is obvious. Then you need to mark that movement, obvious movement, with rectangle to mark that range, and whatever movement inside of that rectangle is a correction. So the first movement that starts that touches the border of that, either here or here, is called a retest, and if it violates the border it's called an impulse. So the 3 movements: corrections, impulses, retests. So if in case of impulse this should be considered a correction, like this. It is complex, boom boom boom, because it's not straight or compound correction, but it is still a correction. But in this case, if we have a violation to the downside, it is considered an impulse to the downside. So in case of corrections, you are to calculate those corrections, and it should not be smaller than half of average correction size. You calculate average correction size calculating previous corrections. 3 previous corrections give you an average correction size, and you should calculate the half of that average correction size. And another thing in the swing identification technique, that sometimes you have that large, very large movements on news or something like that. So you can start calculating them into opposite direction, this way. Yes, actually it is a correction if compared to this previous impulse. Yes, but you can consider them being a separate impulses if this correction is not half of ACS, but it is full ACS. So if it is full ACS, so this is a major reversal. So you can consider that a downtrend. This is brief explanation of my ACS swing identification technique. Well, it is pretty cool technique, but it is very complicated. You need to know what is an impulse, what is correction, and what is a retest. You need to know what is ACS and what is half of ACS, and you need to know in what cases you are using half ACS and in what cases you are using full ACS. Well, but if you master that, you don't need even to calculate those ACS. You will see that, oh, this is a very small correction, I dislike it. you obviously see the correction compared to previous corrections. Okay, so, and the fifth swing identification technique is called the high close or low close principle swing identification technique. So I have elaborated that swing identification technique when I tried to simplify my ACS based swing identification technique, and I found that if I draw the swings based on high close swing identification technique, they look almost the same, almost absolutely the same as they look using the ACS swing identification technique. So I decided to show you a faster way, a simpler way to draw the swings and to stay objective. Okay, why do you need to know those basics? Why do you need to keep only one method of drawing swings and always follow it? Because if you don't have any method of swing identification technique, if you don't have any technique at all, you only rely on your eyes and you say, okay, it seems to me we have an impulse here, it seems to me we have a correction here, it seems to me that the pullback started, and so on and so on. Those seems, looks like, and so on and so forth, those are subjectivity. So if you have a good mood, well, that subjectivity plays a good help. But if you have bad mood, this subjectivity plays a very bad role. It increases your drawdown. Let's say you have a drawdown using zigzag swing identification technique, trading Gartleys with zigzag. You say, oh, this doesn't work, and you subconsciously try to avoid the type of swing identification technique. You say, oh, maybe I shouldn't use that swing identification technique, maybe I need to switch to another swing identification technique, and you start using fractal swings, or you start using William Gann swings, or you start using my own ACS based swings, or you start using even high close swings. Well, if you know what is it. If you don't know what is it, you subconsciously deviate from one swing identification technique to another swing identification technique and to another back, and you always have different techniques. It is the same as having different strategies. You should exploit a strategy until you recover your drawdown. You should exploit your same strategy, but many traders just stop using it and they switch to another strategy, and the drawdown increases because next strategy will eventually bring a drawdown, and it's not the fact that it will bring the next drawdown before recovering the previous drawdown, or it will bring the next drawdown after recovering the previous drawdown. You never know it. So that's why it is much better if you know the basics. Okay, what are those swings? What you see traders do, you see traders looking for some swings, let's say this way. They are doing this, and they say, okay, we have a flag formation. Yes, typically it is a continuation pattern, so if it breaks to the upside, let me clone that leg. Boom. And this will be my target here, and this would be my stop loss here, and that's it. Very simple technique. You only see this, but you don't know how exactly he identifies those swings, don't you? Okay, you see maybe somebody is drawing those patterns this way. he says B point should be this, C point should be this, but you don't know how exactly he identifies XA, AB, BC legs, those swing turns. You don't know it. Let's say you have those Elliott waves traders. They have those swings, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, A, B, C, and they buy it here, and you say, oh, I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need to count A, B, C, and I need to buy it here. So you decide to trade this, but you don't know how to identify those swings. You don't know it, how exactly this successful trader identifies this. If you know this, so it doesn't really matter what method of trading you are using, either pennants or advanced pattern formations or harmonic trading or Elliott waves calculations or simply support resistance, or maybe those, what are these? Head and shoulder patterns. It doesn't really matter. You should know the basics first. And the better is your swing identification technique, the better you know your basics, the better are your results. The strategy itself is very simple. Well, you see the pennant, you just trade it, execute the strategy, exploit its edge, and you will generate some money. But you need to draw those swings exactly the same way, exactly the same way, exactly the same way. So there are two ways how can you do that. First, you practice drawing as I did. This is the first way. I was practicing drawing, so I developed my own swing identification system, and then I was developing it more and more. Then I made it more perfect, then I made it more simple, then I again many years have been doing backtesting, drawing those swings, and finally I came to conclusion that this is the way that it should be done. So actually I have reinvented a wheel. Or you can well, you can find some mentor. This is the best way. If I were 5 years ago, from the point of view I have today, if I was 5 years ago, if I had some time machine, I would find some mentor and I say, okay, just wasted 5 years. If I knew that earlier, I would generate much more money and I wouldn't lose as much. Okay, so the first thing is find mentor. Whatever mentor that can explain to you some swing identification technique or no strategies that can explain basics. If you are looking for some mentors that are crying secret strategy, buy my strategy and you will win, this is absolute bullshit. You only need to find some mentor, some good professional trader that can explain you the basics. This is very important, the basics. And if you have those basics, you will practice them in your backtesting, you will master those basics and you will find something. So in today's lesson I will explain you the simplified method that I developed. This is called high close, low close principle. Okay, so what you need to do, I developed it myself. This means that I wasn't taught it by any mentor, this actual technique, but this doesn't mean that this technique didn't exist before me. This doesn't mean that I'm the first to develop that strategy. This only means that I guessed how to draw those swings myself. This is the only thing. Okay, what you need to find? You need to find lower close, lower close, lower close, lower close. So this should be the candle that has a close lower than the previous. Lower close, lower close. So you see I am marking the lows of these candles with that thing. In case we have a higher close, so this means that upside swing started. We have a lower close, this means that upside terminated, downside started. Lower close, this here we don't have any higher close, yes, but instead we have a lower close. So this should be skipped and the drawing should be straight. Okay, lower close, nothing, no. This again, no correction here, you shouldn't mark that, it is actually a noise. So you are skipping that because you don't have a high close in this movement. So swing should have at least one high close or low close. That's it. Very simple. Low close, low close. Nothing. High close. Okay, low close. Nothing. Low close. Nothing. High close. High close. High close. Oh, we actually have here high close. Nothing. Low close. I will first mark those lower closes, and then I will draw the swings, and you will see it better. Okay, you see how easily they are drawn. Higher close, lower close, close, nothing, higher close. Okay, so as I told you, if you have an opposite close, this means the swing terminated. So let's go. We are moving to the downside. We have an opposite close. So opposite swing started. Where it goes, where is the highest high? Here, it is here. The final point of swing should not coincide with that high close. Actually, it doesn't coincide always. We have this. As I told you, we should ignore that because we don't have high close. We should ignore this as well. Go in here. This one is the lowest. From here we have a higher close, yes, so this should be a valid swing. From here we have a lower close, yes. We don't have high close here, so we should move straight. High close, here, which one is the higher? This one. And then we have a lower close, so we have downside swing started. So this is the situation that I filter this higher close because the swing contains only one candle to the upside. So the rule says it should be at least two candles of opposite color. So I should have at least two green candles, not one. Okay, lower close again, and the high close after that. So the swing to the upside started again. Let me draw it next. We have a swing to the downside because of this lower close. At least two red candles, yes. Two green candles, install higher close. But we don't have lower close, so we need to skip that correction and draw it further. So you see I'm skipping some noise, and we have this way. Okay, if you trade those ascending triangles or pennants or whatever, you can see, you can draw that, yes, this, you can draw this. Let me unite those highs. This is called, how is that called? What is that formation? Maybe I need to draw it this way, trying to hit that highs as well. How do you call that? Ascending wedge, maybe. And now it is broken. So this is typically a reversal pattern. You see? Boom. When it closes, it usually retests that, and then we have it this way. The target is usually the same as that thing. So we should retest those lows of the pennant. This is an aggressive target, but conservative target says that we should test this thing, at least this. So this is the daily chart of that, and as you can see, it was resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and finally we went to the downside. Let me draw some horizontal line so you can see that this resistance is very, very important. We had resistance, 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 and if we go deep into history, we find it resistance, resistance, again and again and again, resistance, 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 a little bit of consolidation on this, resistance again, resistance again, resistance, support, okay, broke, and then resistance, resistance, and then broke again. Okay, and here it was a support, support, then it was consolidating within this area, support, yes. So you can see that drawing swings this way with higher close, you actually coincide with major support resistance levels. So those turns of the market actually coincide with major structure levels. So this is a very powerful technique, and it coincides with what I think about the market, about the average correction size, that we should skip some minor movements and concentrate on larger movements, and those lower low lower closes and higher closes help us a lot in that theme. Okay, if you were a advanced pattern trader, we had an advanced butterfly formation here, maybe, if my eye doesn't lie. Yes, we had an advanced butterfly formation here as well. It looks this way. So it started the movement. If you were to trade advanced butterfly formations, boom, 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 127 was hit. Yes, we had it. Okay, so let's go to my MetaTrader. I have created a special indicator that draws those flags. It draws the candles with high highs, high closes. Look how it looks like. It looks this way. Very simple, yes? It looks very good. So we can draw it the same way. What is it? 4 hour? Let me switch to 1 hour. So you can see the same swings as I drew on that. We have, sorry, lower close, lower close, lower close. So the swing stops when we have a higher close. Yes? Higher close, again. Lower close, ignore this, boom, all the way to the downside until this, because we have higher close. So a swing should contain, upswing should contain at least one higher close, and downswing should contain at least one lower close. So with my brokers quotes, we have it a bit different. Yes, you see several candles here, 3 candles. We have it a bit different, but still with what is it? I don't know. FXCM quotes are not the same as mine. This is not a higher close, but with my we have a higher close here. My broker is Alpari. So we have a lower close here, we have a higher close, but we have only one candle, so we should ignore this. Yes, then we have it this way, then we have it this way. Okay, if we draw it 1, 2, 3, we can run my manual pattern search, boom, and it draws what? Butterfly formation. Boom, boom. If you trade those butterfly formations, well, it doesn't important really what strategy you are trading. Butterfly formation, pattern, pennants, flags, I don't know, Elliott waves, whatever you wish. It doesn't really matter. But if you can consistently identify the same movements, so you will have that consistent results. Okay, so let me do the further analysis. As I told you, we had that pennant formation. Pennant, yes. We just broke to the downside. Typically, after the breakout, we usually move this way, back to retest that, and then we move to the downside. At least, typically, we do it this way. What else supports my idea? We have that zigzag information to the upside. So we have an upswing, we had a correction, and another upswing that has a higher close above previous swing. So we have an uptrend. And if we break down to the lower time frame, which is that 4 hour, you will see those swings actually appear to be a very good uptrend. You can see it this way, yes. Wonderful ABC formation. ABC formation is this Elliott wave trading technique. I've got that when price doesn't touch the channel and the movement is not harmonic, and then it breaks above the channel and it moves to the upside. Wonderful. I like those things. ABC formation. Then we move higher until we have a lower close. Yes. And then we move lower until we have a higher close. Well, we don't have any higher close. So we have an upswing. Yes. Complex compound correction. Then we have another upswing. This is an uptrend. Okay, let's go further. Some missing quotes. I need the market to open to load those things. 1 hour. Okay, and what we have on smaller time frame? We should ignore this because one candle. This one. Then we should go here, this way, and then we should go here, this way. Yes, agree? Yes, this is a downtrend. But then we have it this way, then we have it this way, and then we have it this way. You should remember that we sit at the support level of daily and 4 hour. So if we switch that to 4 hour, you see, if you buy it here, very good opportunity. Stops go below the previous low, very good opportunity, very good thing to have a small pullback to the upside. Just catch that small pullback to the upside. Very, very nice opportunity to get involved. Using that bet formation to get involved into some higher. What are those potential targets? Just look left. Structure leaves close this way. Why do I see it this way? Why? Because of those candle closes. Previous broken things. Actually, I would do it this way. I would first close my targets here, at least half of them, because of this structure. At least half of them will be closed here, and my secondary target will go here. Judging by my higher time frame analysis, we will most likely have this way, all the way up until 110.90 something. So 110.90 something is here, 110.90 something is the retest of these highs. So the potential of that movement is the retest of these highs. So nothing stops, nothing prevents to go to the upside. So extended target with this back pattern. Let me do it this way. Secondary target. Let me do it this way. Okay. The first target and the secondary target. Well, that's it about the opportunity that I'm looking at. Hope you like this. If yes, give me your thumbs ups. Share this video on social media. Let our community grow. Let more people know about this channel. Let more people be more educated to have a high quality education. Let more people win trading, and let us have less people lose trading. Okay, so these are my wishes. That's it, guys. If you are interested in my software, you can contact me. I will drop the links in description. Until then, good luck, good trading. Hope to see you soon.